All right, so I finally saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, a movie I've been hearing a lot about. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been hearing about it. Maybe some of you have already seen it. And it's an A24 movie. It's got Michelle Yeoh in it, and on paper, it's just those two things alone intrigued me quite a bit. So yesterday, I said, you know what? I'm gonna finally go and see this movie because I wanted to see when it first came out, just wasn't able to. And after everything I've been hearing about and all the pretty good reviews it's been getting, I have to say the movie is worth the praise. One thing that had me smiling ear to ear the entire time I was watching this was just how original this movie was. And basically, every time you go and see an A24 movie, you know that you're going to get like some original aspects. And especially lately, I mean, a lot of the movies I've been watching recently, even the movies that I've liked, like Sonic and Ambulance, while I like those movies, I mean, there's nothing too original about them. They're very cookie cutter. They got very cliche moments and everything. And what I really loved and appreciated about this movie was it was just all over the screen was just something original, and it does this whole thing with like the multiverse that yes, we're going to see some of the stuff in Doctor Strange, and yes, we saw some of the stuff in Spider-Man, but the way this movie handles it is so much different than anything else I think you've ever seen in a comic book or anything you've seen on the screen before. So this movie just oozes originality, and the movie gets started right off the bat. I mean, start to see the A24 logo, camera zooms in, and then right from the get-go you're locked in for the 2 hour and 20-minute runtime, and it just felt so satisfying to sit there in a theater and just basically smile the entire time knowing, you know what, this movie is so fun, it's so original, and we don't get movies like that too much anymore. And I want to keep this review a little bit vague just because if you've seen the trailer itself is a little vague. It doesn't give much away. Like I said, I saw the trailer once, and still heading into this movie I had no idea what to expect, and the movie just it doesn't the trailer does not give away the best stuff in the movie. It does a really good job at that. And this movie is labeled as a science fiction and adventure movie. And really, this movie has so many genres packed into it. I mean, at one end, you got a whole story about it's like a mother and a daughter friendship, and you got the story about love, and then you got basically like a coming of age story as well within this movie. And there's so many other genres mixed into one. This movie it really is like unlike anything I've ever seen before. I mean, in the middle of me watching this movie, I just remember sitting there and I kind of checked out for a little bit, not because the movie was bad, but I kind of checked out for a few seconds just to kind of think to myself, I'm actually sitting here watching something that I don't think I've ever seen done before. And if there has been a movie similar to this, I mean, let me know down in the comment section down below. But as far as I know, this is for me, this is the most original thing I've ever seen, and I absolutely loved it. And we need to talk about how great the actors are in this movie. You have Michelle Yeoh, who plays Evelyn, and then you have Kai Hae Kwan. I hope I pronounced that right, who plays a character named Wayman in the movie. And that actor is actually he was in movies like The Goonies. He played Data in The Goonies, and he was also the little kid in Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. Totally forget his character's name in that movie. But he left acting for a while just because he felt really pigeonholed as an Asian actor in Hollywood. And it wasn't until when I was watching an interview with him, he talked about when he saw Crazy Rich Asians back in like 2018, he felt like he could come back into Hollywood and try to give this another shot because he felt like the tide was changing a little bit, and that he could be an Asian actor and he's not going to be stereotyped. And it was really great to see him on the screen again, and he did a great job in this movie. And this movie is also very, very funny. So basically, when you're going to get this movie, you're going to get like a multiverse type movie. You're going to get a funny story. You're going to get lots of hearts and everything in this movie as well. This movie basically has everything. And that's me basically kind of being very vague, but it's because I want to be as vague as possible for those of you who have not seen this movie, because I don't want to give you too much information going into the movie. Just like the trailer doesn't give you too much information going into it. The trailer kind of confuses you. I don't want to give you too much more in this review other than to say Everything Everywhere All at Once is definitely worth your time. And whether you see it in the theaters or you wait for it to come out to rent, I promise you it's worth your time. And if any of you have seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section down below. And like always, I hope to see you back in my next review.